Because we've got to deal with extremism. We've got to deal with Muslim extremism there and everywhere else, he said. I don't know if he meant here. But the implication being both that those of us who oppose these wars are somehow extremists, and as the Green Party fellow, to his credit, pointed out, it's the wars that's causing the extremism, not the extremism that's causing the wars. Let me get started now. This great meeting tonight, you can't see it, those of you who are seated. Only those at the very back can see it. I don't know if there's been ever a meeting in Bradford like this. There's people outside in the street, the doors are open so that people can hear this meeting. And that's because people know that Bradford needs a change. I've never known a place that needed a change more, and I've never known a place where more people knew that they needed a change. One of the definitions of madness to do the same thing over and over again and expect a different result. If you do the same thing over and over again, you'll get exactly the same result. If you send another failed councillor to Parliament for Bradford, don't expect anything to change. Nothing will happen. Nobody will even notice. Outside of Bradford West, nobody will even know you've got an MP called Imran Hussain. Outside of Bradford, no one will ever hear of him again. But if you elect me on Thursday, absolutely everybody in Britain will know about it. I mean, he's running as the local lad, the big stupid local lad. Sorry. I'm sorry. He's a block of wood. He's running as the big local lad. Vote for me because I'm local. I'm the foreigner. With blue eyes and a white face. I'm the local lad. Vote for me. What's in that for you? How many potatoes is that going to put on your plate? How many problems in Bradford is that going to solve? Because you sent a guy to Parliament because his father came from the same village as your father 50 years ago in Liverpool. What's the point? But you know, if I was a local politician, I'd be embarrassed. As I look around at the problems in this city, I'd be embarrassed to say, vote for me, I'm a local politician. Because these local politicians are the problem, not the solution. They are the problem. Now, it's not, as Kevin said in one of his vignettes between speeches, by 2020, half the people in Bradford will be under 25. That is a fantastic, subhanallah, that is a fantastic thing. That's the best asset that you've got. The best asset that you've got. Imagine if I can go around as your MP and say, we've got a fantastic, youthful, dynamic, energetic, young workforce, come and invest here. If I can say to the kings and the emirs in the sovereign wealth funds, who are, by the way, very frightened of me, these kings and emirs, trust me, they don't, there's no way they want me to begin a jihad against them. If I can say to them, build a factory in Bradford, because we've got young, talented, energetic people who can work and earn wages and produce wealth. That should be a great thing. instead of a problem. But I'll tell you what, if we don't get work for those young people, the devil will find work for their idle hands. I live here, it's not well known. Me and my colleague Rob Hoagman, we bought a house here in Bradford 7 years ago, long before I ever dreamt that there would be a by-election here and I would be standing in it. But it's in Hollings Road, 220 Hollings Road to be precise. Somebody stopped in a BMW and said, "What are you doing in this street?" I said, "I live here." He said, "This is the ghetto, man." I said, "I'm a ghetto kind of guy." Because I like the ghetto because I want to help transform the ghetto out of being a ghetto into being something But you know, in this campaign I'm coming home extremely late at night, and there's a lot of things going on in Hollings Road you wouldn't want your son to be involved in. It's a serious point. And if we don't rescue this city, if we don't save this city, and now, there's going to be a lot of Hollings Roads. And sons are going to end up in prison. Their families ruined. And the future of the young boys sent to the prison, ruined. Because nobody's going to employ somebody that's been sent to prison when there's millions of people who haven't been sent to prison looking for work. That's the truth of the matter. And we'll have to do something about it. And you know, I visited a gym. I actually did some boxing in that gym. It's on YouTube. If you haven't seen it yet, it's worth seeing it. Although I hadn't shaped up for 40 years, I thought I did all right. And the guys in the gym told me that I asked them, "What funding do you get?" He said, "We don't get any funding at all. Zero. Duck's egg. Nothing. Not a penny." The government, local and national, should be showering these youth clubs and gyms with money. Because the boys that are inside boxing and lifting weights are not outside lifting drugs and being lifted by the police and sent to prison as a result. And it's not just a moral question. For me it is a moral question, but it's, do the maths. It costs £50,000 a year to keep somebody in prison. It's more expensive to keep a boy in prison for a year than to send a boy to Eton. It's $35,000 to send a boy to Eton, it's $50,000 to send him to prison. If you put a fraction of that $50,000 into the gyms and the youth clubs so that the boys could be taken off the streets and be placed on the straight and narrow, the country would be quits in and the lives of those young people transformed. You can be sure that I'll be fighting for that in Parliament and in There's a lot of things that we need to tackle here, some of which I'm only just learning. The chief executive of Bradford City Council doesn't live in Bradford. The head of the health service in Bradford doesn't live in Bradford. The Vice Chancellor of Bradford University doesn't live in Bradford. Why not? Their children should go to the same schools as our children. Their old mother should go to the same hospital as our mother. And I never heard of, ever in my life, the Vice Chancellor of a university living somewhere else than the city in which their university is. Trust me, life's going to get uncomfortable for all these people if I'm elected here. You saw what I did to the US Senate? Trust me, these chief executives have all looked at the videos as well. Like the chief executive in Tower Hamlets, they're probably filling out their application form for another job somewhere else right now. I'm not saying I'm going to run them out of town. I'm going to run them back into town so that they're living and working here amongst the rest of them. And I want to know from them, and trust me, they won't enjoy it, why so many things are so badly wrong here in this city. I knew that Bradford City Football Club was in a bad way. I had no idea that your schools were in an even worse way. You are 145th out of 155. 10th from the bottom of the National League of 155 education authorities. And it's not because of the demography of the city. Tower Hamlets has the same demography, and it's in the top 25. So I want to know from the Director of Education, what is it that you're doing wrong? Because it's a crime against our children to be 146 out of 155 in the national schools. On the subject of Bradford City, I think I'll look for one of these Arab kings and take it over. Probably can be bought quite cheaply. I'm not saying we'll be up there with Manchester City, but I'll be talking to some of these kings to see if they can buy up Bradford City Football Club. So, life's going to change if I get elected here on Thursday. It's going to change for the better, I hope, and pray for you, and it's going to change for the worst, for the people who are letting you down. And that includes the councillors. Now I know we've got a lot of people in here from the Labour Party. Indeed, my campaign is being run by people who left the Labour Party within the last couple of weeks. Subhanallah.